Dun 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 da da. Dun 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 da 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 da. Dun 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 da da dun 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 dun. Hooray for Hollywood. Everyone they want to come to Hollywood. All the young girls come to play, the young guys too, you know what they do. They all wanna drive a big fancy car. Everyone wants to go very, very far. Hooray for Hollywood. Da, da, da. You know you got to make your name in Hollywood. Yeah. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's your boy Stone Thug. Thought we'd do a little video today on narcotics, drugs, sleeping pills, all the things that people take. And you might be thinking, gee, with that title, Stone Thug, America, Bill Cosby is not the problem. Why on earth are you talking in general terms about drugs? Well, all these women that are accusing Mr. Cosby of taking drugs and taking advantage of them, well, I just want to say that that is a problem. A serious, serious problem. If you slip some of these into those people or anybody's coffee or tea or drink, it will have an effect. As my brother Wilson said to me so long ago, drugs work. Now, the reason he said that to me is because I always thought my brother Wilson was so out there, so radical, so diabolically well, it was like a wild stallion. So, just rebellious. But I noticed he never took drugs. Yes, I'm getting back to Bill Cosby and all that stuff. Just want to finish the story about my brother. And it puzzled me because I've known people who were less rebellious and out there who took drugs all the time. Some form of drugs. Had to take some kind of drugs, something. But my brother Wilson would just have a few drinks, but he would never fool with drugs. Not even a mild. Not even marijuana. And I asked him, I said, Wilson, why? And I was just puzzled. Because I thought he was so, at that time, so out there. And he said, well, the reason I never took drugs is because, Greg, drugs work. And that made such good sense. He said they work. He said if you take a sleeping pill, you're going to go to sleep. If you take a pill to get up and have to go, it's going to work. You take a pill for a cold or this or that, a lot of times you get the results you're looking for. So, with that being said, this wild man made all the sense in the world. So, I just think it's fascinating that Mr. Cosby allegedly had given women a pill and a drink. And these grown women, not blaming the victim, but without knowing, they took the pill and the drink. Maybe they thought it was a get-rich-quick pill. Because, hey, don't laugh. If somebody said you can take a pill to become wealthy, most of us would take it. I think we'd be a little skeptical, but we would consider it. So what exactly did Mr. Cosby say? If anything, if it's alleged what he said is true, what could he have said to make grown women take pills and take a drink? Most of them said that's what they did. a couple said he had already given them the drink. So I don't know many women today that you can just give a drink to without them seeing you pour it. And I don't know many people who would just take a pill, not knowing you're not a pharmacist or a doctor or a psychiatrist, and you would just take it in front of them, one pill, without a label, without a prescription, and walk away with it. I'm not blaming the victims. I'm not blaming anybody. This stuff happened long before a lot of people was even born. It's coming out now because some comedian thought it was interesting to bring up Bill Cosby, and it sort of took wind. I think it's majorly a distraction, though, from the things in the world, like all this police stuff and all the other stuff going on in Washington. But nevertheless, it's here. It's front page news. So I thought I'd do a video on it. So you might be wondering, well, what the hell is your video about? This video is about not making Bill Cosby the poster child for this kind of activity. You might recall the beginning of this video, I was singing a little song, the Hollywood song. And there was a little thing that people talked about long before Mr. Cosby was ever born. It was a little thing called the casting couch. And on this casting couch, which were the term used for casting directors or people who did the casting for movies, commercials. Nowadays, you would say they does the casting for shooting videos. The casting couch is still in full bloom and full use. And the troubling thing about the Cosby rhetoric is that no one mentions the casting couch. The casting couch was a couch where people in power who were over the position or the hiring of starlets of any form, male or female, and they would take these young upcomers and they would bed them by any means necessary. They would give them a pill, invite them to a party, or promise them something, and they would take advantage of these people. It's called the casting couch, and it's been around for over 100 years. And I don't believe Mr. Cosby is 100 years old. He's getting up there, though. And it's hard to believe that a black man of any stature, though Mr. Cosby is an extremely successful and wealthy man, would ever be able to come to big, mighty, powerful Hollywood and take advantage of people and it not really affecting his career. Now, I believe that some things went down because that's the way Hollywood is. And I believe that a lot of people who claim that Mr. Cosby had taken advantage of them are actually the ones taking advantage of Mr. Cosby right now. I didn't say all. I said some. And I do know that people in up and coming, when you're young and impressionable and you want to make it in this town, that you will do whatever it takes for some people to make it. So if somebody told you to take a pill or make a deal or bend over or whatever they tell you to do, a lot of people would do it. It's called making a pact with the devil. And they do it every day, and they do it every way. So I think there's a lot of blame to go around. I think people should take responsibility for their actions. And I think a lot of people who are blaming need to take a look in the mirror and say, you know, if this really happened, maybe, just maybe I should have gone to the police. And maybe, just maybe, I knew maybe something what I was doing. And for those who are just totally innocent of the whole ordeal, this is a sad, pathetic, and sad situation. My heart goes out to you and your family. And my prayers do too. Not that you might want them, since I am obviously making some people responsible for their actions. But, you know, you have to ask yourself, who's to blame? Is it the pharmaceutical company who makes these drugs? Who gives them out like candy to so many people and makes them available through various means? Is it the big Hollywood producers? Every single big one that makes a big budget picture that have access to boys and girls who want to make it in Hollywood? Is it the executive producers or the directors? Is it the studio heads? Who is it? There's blame enough to go around, from the major pharmaceutical companies that do this kind of business to kids and grown-ups and people all day long, 24 hours a day, all over the world. There's plenty of blame to go around to the big studio heads and the studio elite that do this kind of stuff every day. Record producers do it every day, the video vixens. This stuff goes on and around for years. But nobody seems to be mentioning the casting couch. Nobody seems to be mentioning any of these other problematic situations and people in these predicaments. The problem is power, control, opportunity, and yes, naivete. Some people are just naive, and when they don't get what they want or get what they think they signed up for, they just get mad. So I don't know Mr. Cosby. I don't know anything about the man. My brother met him once in Hawaii. Nice guy. Many other people say Mr. Cosby's a nice man. I believe he's a nice man. And maybe he took advantage of some people back when he was younger. After all, who among us in powerful positions have not taken advantage of some opportunity? But the more power, the more opportunities to take advantage of. So, the only troubling aspect I find outside of the poor victims who feel like they were victimized is the fact that no one is talking about the casting couch or none of the other parts of this puzzle that make a complete picture. Thank you for your time. This is your boy Stone Thug, music artist, rapper, singer, green home developer, prison reform advocate, and all around nice guy. Peace, love, and soul. And remember, think about it. Just think about it. Peace.